And so I remember like we took bumps, hit the ropes and stuff that day. I just threw myself in my dad's car. He's like, "So how was it?" And I'm just laying like face down in the car, in the back seat, and I'm like, I really suck at this, but like one day I won't. So from that point forward, I just like nose to the grindstone, like just worked,
Yeah.
bro.
No. Yep. We're back, guys, on Wrestler of the Week.
Here we go.
I'm Franco with Drew. I always forget which way to point on this crap. Drew right here.
Oh shit! Yeah, this way.
And then below us we have the MILF Slayer, Slim 7.
What's up?
So, first off, Slim 7 is your favorite number 7.
Actually, no.
Then you need to change your whole name because my favorite number 7. I was like, oh, if this guy's favorite number 7, then 8-7, then he has to change it.
Is one of the questions you're gonna ask gonna be like, how did I get my name? Because then I can go into the specifics. If not, I can tell you why I got 7.
You can go ahead right now.
That'll be the
I
first
got
question.
number 7 because I was born on the 7th. Surprise! So unique, right? Dang. But yeah, that's it. My favorite number is actually 27 because it looks like S7.
It has a 7.
7 in it.
So yeah, fair enough.
My favorite number 7, 17, 27, 37, 47, anything with 7 in it.
See? We're good. We're good. We're covered.
We usually start the show off with, I always forget what it's called, word association questions, where we give you a word, you tell us what's on your mind about it. However, you're Slim 7, the MILF Slayer. So we're going to give you 10 MILFs. You Slayer Nay, pretty much what's called.
Slayer Nay. What a segment. Okay, let's do it.
You're young, so I don't know if you know all of these. Hopefully you do.
Okay.
Angie from the George Lopez Show.
Is that his wife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Slay. Oh, for sure.
Mrs. Incredible.
Slay, dude. I've had fantasies about her when I was younger. Don't put that on there. No, you got it. Slay, brother.
Lois from Family Guy.
Slay, same thing.
Do you watch Modern Family?
No, but if you're gonna say the hottest chick in the show, it's probably Slay. Who is it? What?
Gloria.
Is she like super Hispanic?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like she's like, da. Yeah. Oh my god, dude. Yeah. Is there any of these I'm gonna say no to?
Might be. Pam Beasley from The Office.
She's a MILF, isn't she? Yeah, because she had a kid in the show. I'm about to say nay, dude, because I don't know. I feel like I love her. Like, she's like a girlfriend. She's not like a kind of like, I don't know what means. But like, I don't know what that.
We all know what you mean.
Yeah. That's an LA night. Yeah.
Shout out LA. Next time.
Next time. Peggy from Married with Children.
I don't know who that is.
You see Married with Children? She's the mom. What's her name? Katie Segal, I think.
I don't know, dude. That one I don't know.
The Bella Twins.
See, like just looking at them, I said yeah. But I'm the kind of guy that can very easily switch my opinion on somebody based on their personality. So I don't really know how they are in real life, but like they were my sister's favorite wrestlers growing up, and I was so sick of them on my TV screen. I know that whoever's watching this, there might be Bella Twin fans, but like, dude, I was so sick of the Bella Twins because they were everywhere. Whenever we watched wrestling, my sister was like, Bella Twins. She's always on Instagram, everywhere. I was like, man, I'm starting to get sick of these Bella Twins. Just
plus
looking at them.
Plus the whole Total Divas thing. They were on Total Divas.
Total
Bellas, dude. They got like they were on everything, dude. So I was like, my sister and my mom crazy about the Bella Twins, but I mean, if you're going as far as like looking at them, then freaking Slay. But like, I don't know. Talking to them, I probably couldn't have like a sit down conversation. That's not the question. So
throw in Bree's entrance theme as well.
You can let what you get.
Bremo.
No, Bremo.
Oh, dude, I'm so glad I
forgot about that
when that happened, dude. That was No opinion. No, I'm not gonna give my opinion.
Olivia Benson from Law and Order SVU.
No idea. I didn't watch Law and Order.
My wife threw that suggestion out there. I don't know who that is either. Trish Stratus.
Oh, dude, like right now. Yeah. Even at her age right now, dude, she is a gorgeous woman.
Yeah.
And the last one is SpongeBob's mom.
Bro, you know the answer. Slay, brother. She's like a cookie, bro. I always thought she was like a cookie. Because she's like an old sponge, but I always thought she was like a cookie growing up. Her and
That's the most
the
bizarre
Grimm.
thing. Yeah, the dad and the mom were.
Yeah, I was like, bro,
whatever.
Yeah.
Thought she was an
cookies,
oatmeal
man.
raisin.
Yeah. Exactly, bro.
We get into the social media questions. I'll get the joking ones out of the way from Chris Kiwi Cruz. My Spanish ain't good, but ¿por qué estás pendejo?
Porque why is what's a bendejo?
I think it's stupid or asshole, something like that. I think it's stupid.
Is it porque like is it where is or why is or something? Porque?
I think it's why.
Why? I think it's why. Right?
Yeah.
Yo, you fucking know, Drew. What are you laughing at?
Whoa, brother. Yeah, that's good. I barely know Spanish, low key. Like, yeah.
I don't like 3 words.
Bendejo.
Why are you a bendejo?
I feel like that's
Basically,
an
why you're
insult.
stupid.
Okay. I have a feeling, knowing Chris, that's an insult. Why? Man, I'm trying to figure that out myself, bro. Like, I'm just gonna take that on the chin. I have no idea. I think it's because I'm young. I'm gonna go out with like that as my excuse right now. Once I hit like 24, 25, I can't. I mean, I'm not gonna be one anymore. But like, as of right now, I'll take you because I'm young, stupid, young, dumb, full of. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, Chris. I'll do better.
Yeah.
This one's from Pac Ortega.
Oh,
Why
God.
does he always feel like he needs to cheat to beat Pac Ortega?
I don't understand this question, and like Pac honestly needs to get over it because I like look at all the matches, bro. I've been clean. There's no like the referee counted the 3. Like I don't even want to answer the question. That's
How many
stupid.
matches have y'all had?
Like 2. We're supposed to have the 3rd one on Friday, but like I hurt myself, and I think he's gonna think it's like a ploy for me to try to get out of the match or whatever. But he needs to freaking get over it. Stop being a little biatch.
It
In my
sounds,
opinion.
it sounds like a ploy.
Yeah.
Not cool. All the people talking in the headset.
What is that? What does that
We
mean?
have no idea. It's actually been doing that for a while. We have
Dude,
no idea.
that's like extraterrestrial life, like sinking into the podcast, bro.
I called StreamYard about it, and they said that they don't understand what I'm talking about. They're like, you can't get any feedback from any other sources. So I think we got a ghost on our StreamYard.
Bro, dude, it's like trying to tell us something. Oh, can the audience hear it too?
Yeah, I play it back. Yeah, they can.
Dude, it's like they're trying to tell us something. Like extraterrestrial ghost. It's the government, probably, bro. It's probably the government.
They're probably saying "Porque the pendejo." Whatever.
I'm like, I know. Gosh dang it! Come on,
dude. Why do I feel like I got that wrong? That I told you the wrong shit. I mean, it's something bad. I know it's something bad. I told you.
Either way, the
like
answer I gave, I feel like works.
I think it's stupid or asshole or something along the
lines
lines of that.
It's because I'm young. It's because I'm young. That's the short answer.
Like I dead ass. Like I mean, I know what it kind of means, but like I started learning a lot more Spanish this year. Seriously, I am not like Cruz. Cruz is a translator basically.
I think
he calls me Super Siete whenever I see him. That's my nickname for him. Super 7, I guess. I know Siete.
I like that.
Yeah. This one's from Josh Kidding. What's the history behind the wet floor sign?
I can go get it real quick.
It does mean stupid, by the way. Pretty much, it's a different word for stupid.
So Josh, only reason he asked that question is because he's trying to put himself over because he made the freaking sign. Yeah, he painted me this sign as like
pretty cool.
I don't know. He's I don't I guess like him and some of my other buddies that came to the Inspire show. They're not like. So I was listening to the Ghost for a second. They're not like wrestling. I guess they're not like huge. They're not huge wrestling fans. So they didn't really know what to expect. So they're like, we're just gonna paint you a sign and like you can use it in your match, right? I was like, I don't know, sure, dude. Maybe I'll come out with it for my entrance or something. But then I saw like I was in a fatal 5-way, so I'm like, okay, I could probably get a spot with it at least. So yeah, he painted me this. It was originally like a wet floor sign
It
before
looks
I
like it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
broke it over the face of what was his name, Matt Locke. I totally just cracked him over the head with it and just completely shattered it. But it still looks kind of cool because it's like kind of broken. And then I
That's
have this.
kind of
It was
cool.
like it broke up at the top right here. It fits perfectly, so I like hang it above
I was gonna say, do you hang it
my
up?
futon. Yeah, it's just hanging like
Yeah.
that, so it like works perfectly. But yeah, he painted me that, and then he painted me the blue denim s the Shock the World jacket I have that says the big
Oh, okay,
fucking
okay.
Shock the World in the back. So yeah, that's just his like question to kind of get himself in the podcast. So you're welcome, Josh. Record this clip and put it all over Instagram. I don't care.
You also had the wet floor sign this past Friday as well. What happened with that?
Yeah, so Haley from the Cartel show, she saw she was there at the Inspire show where I used the wet floor sign. She's like, "Oh my gosh, that's got to be your gimmick now. Like you have to have a wet floor sign." So she's like, "I'm gonna make you a wet floor sign for the show uh in Corpus that for the festival we did." And I was like, "Okay." And originally I was supposed to be like a whole gimmick behind it where like it was a Halloween show. People were supposed to be wearing costumes, but we didn't. She was gonna have me wearing like a janitor's costume with like I was gonna have like red janitor, like a mop, a broom, a dustpan, like the wet floor sign. And on the wet floor sign, how it says like caution wet floor, her idea, not mine, so no one can get mad if this is bad. Her idea was instead of caution wet floor, it's gonna say caution wet whores. And so I was like, all right, I don't know. And I was like, she's like, okay, we can't end up doing it because it's a kid friendly show. So I'm like, hey, bro, I don't care. That you wanted to do it. So I guess that's
Yeah.
kind of like my gimmick now. Like I'm associated with wet floor signs, which works. I mean, like if you think about it, like you got to put wet floor signs over things that are wet, and I guess I tend to do that with a lot of women. So I don't know. I think it works. I don't know. That's kind of where that whole thing started. So I guess shout out Josh again. Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
Yep.
The final one from Timid Chiva Loca, I think. What inspired him to be in wrestling? She'd love to hear your story.
What inspired me? I mean, there's a couple things that inspired me. Um, I guess like the generic answer is like seeing on TV. Like you see
Mhm.
it on TV, and like my boring answer would probably be like, "Oh, you do what you love, you won't work a day in your life, right?" So I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna be a wrestler." And like since I'd say seventh grade or eighth grade, that's when I was like, "Okay, I really like this stuff." And so ninth grade, I was like, "Well, this is what I'm gonna do." There was just no question. Like I'm like, I'm not gonna go to college. I'm just gonna be a wrestler. So like that ended up with like me not doing the greatest in school because I was just like, I don't need this. I'm just gonna be a wrestler, you know. And I'm sure like all my friends were like, "You're an idiot. You're stupid." Like I was like,
Pendejo.
oh yeah, I was like, I was like 120 pounds. I was like 5'4", and they were like, or something like that. And they're like, "Dude, you're not gonna be a wrestler." Like it was ridiculous coming out of my mouth. So I was like, no, I'm gonna do it, and then it became like, I'm gonna do it because I'm gonna prove you idiots wrong. So I wasn't even doing it for like, oh, I want to do it because it looks fun. It was like, no, now I have to do it because everyone thinks I can't. So then it ended up becoming that, and then COVID happened. COVID happened like right as I graduated high school. So like 2020, I graduated. That was like the whole COVID craziness. So uh, yeah, COVID happened, and then I was just like, well, I guess like the world is over now. It's like I guess that's it. So I don't know how I'm gonna be a wrestler, or I don't know how anything's gonna happen anymore. This is just like you live at home, and then once it started to kind of die down, things got under control. People were kind of leaving their house and stuff. I was like, well, now I have to do this wrestling thing. You know, I'm like real life just like punched me in the face. Um, And so I was originally gonna go to the Air Force, and I was just like, dude, this wrestling thing ain't gonna happen. Like I didn't have schools that were close to me. I was just like, you know what? I just gave up with like the minimal effort I put in. I was like, that's it. My
Mhm.
dream's out the window. And so right as I was gonna sign up to go to like the military, uh, my dad saw a uh, advertisement on Facebook for the Rhodes Wrestling Academy saying starting 2021. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, I'm going there. That's where I'm going. I was like, no question. And so, I was like, yep, I'm going there. And then like as it got closer, he started revealing like the prices and stuff, and it was like 3,600 or something like that. And I was like,
Shit.
no, never mind. I was like, no, I don't have that kind of money. I was like, not gonna happen. So I like told my mom and dad, like, I can't do it. And they're like, yeah, you can. Just get a job. And so I was like, yeah, I guess so. So I was like, okay. So then I worked two jobs, or before that, uh, I saw it in like September 2020, like the advertisement. Then I applied either in October or November, and then January, what was it? January 7th or something like that. Me and my brother were putting together a pull-up bar we got for Christmas the like weeks before or whatever. And I get this call from Austin, and I didn't really have a lot of Austin friends. So I was like, I told my brother, I was like, dude, shut up. It could be Dustin. It could be Dustin. I always said that for weeks. Like anybody that called me, it could be Dustin. Hold on. But when as soon as I picked up the phone, I like completely lost all faith that it could be him because I was like, hello, hello, is this Sal Muscat? It's my shoot name. Yes sir. Who's this? This is Dustin Rook. I was like, I didn't even
Yeah.
get his last name. I was like, I looked at my brother. I went, Dustin Rhodes, and he's like, okay, what do you want me to do about that?
And yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, how's it going, Dustin Rhodes? He's like, oh, good man. Just saw your video application. Oh yeah, I like overdo the heck out of. At least at this point in my life, I overdid everything. So like when they said like send in a video application of you doing like a promo or something, dude. It's still on my YouTube channel. I think it's either the first or second video. I think it's the first. Uh, I made this like Rocky Balboa freaking like something you see in a movie style freaking motivational video. And I put
Uh-huh.
like inspirational music behind it. All my buddies in the camp made fun of me because they're like, "Yeah, you just be like Sal, dude. If you want to look like him, just run up your high school bleachers." Because there was a lot of clips of me like running and like doing like boxing and stuff, which is what I was doing at the time. But uh, yeah, I sent that in, and I did like the whole Rocky like. I don't know if you guys remember the clip of him like running on the road and the camera like follows him as he speeds up.
Mm-hmm.
I did that whole thing. I had my mom drove the car. My brother filmed
Oh shit, that's cool.
out the window as I'm
Yeah.
sprinting at like 8 in the morning because I wanted the sunrise to catch like
Oh, I
me
got you.
running. So I got it took me like a week to do that video. So he saw it and he's like, yeah, I see you run up the road like freaking Rocky, dude. I think you'd be a good fit for my third camp. And I was like kind of offended it was the third one. I was like, bro, third. I didn't I was like, bro, I'm the first. So he's like, I already got my first and second all filled up, but I think you'd be a good fit for my third. So I'm like, okay, when's your third camp? He's like, it'll be August 27th in 2021. So I was like, okay. So then, uh, from that point forward, I told my dad, I was like, this will be like the longest Rocky training montage of all time. So like legit worked two jobs, came home, uh, freaking did a bodybuilding exercise, whatever I could find on the internet, and then went for like a run or rode my bike like a mile, like a couple miles or whatever, like every freaking day. Just
Mhm.
completely destroyed myself for August 27th, and I'm like, dude, put out like one or two more promos after that. Like, I wanted to like tell a story going to the school because I'm like super into storytelling, so I wanted to be like known before I went to the school because I know we did like the showcase and stuff. They didn't end up working, but uh, I wanted to
But it
be
was
like,
fun along the way.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I did like one or two more promos, and it was all like, dude, looking back, it's cringe. Just like, it's like in my head, I'm like, dude, this is badass. Like, people in the third camp better watch their ass. And I'm like, bro, now I'm like, dude, shut up. Like, I wanted to take the videos down. But no, I was excited about it at the time, man. Like I would just practice promos all the time. And then when August 27th came around, uh, I had the biggest freaking ego, bro. Because I'm like, bro, I've been training like twice a day, like work 2 jobs. Like I'm like the golden child right here. You know, like they also told me I was the first pick for the third camp, and that would just stick in my head. I was like, I'm the first pick. He saw something in me before any of you guys, so you guys suck. Like, I'm the man, bro.
No, hey, I get that.
Bro,
I get that.
This might even sound stupid, but I'm super into like when things like everything happens for a reason, and maybe that's not the right term for it, but like I went as far as to think like it's like I see signs even if they don't mean anything, and I'm just like, oh, that means something. Like Dustin had the same pair of wrestling shoes I did, and no one else had them, and I was like, that's a sign. That's a sign. Yeah. I was like, I have to be like the golden child. So I like legit expected to be like, didn't struggle. I thought I wouldn't struggle at all the first couple weeks. I thought he'd be like, yo, you're going to dark, bro. Like you're made like you want a contract. I legit thought I convinced myself he was gonna do that. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna be so good. Bro, first day, I was like getting yelled at because I almost broke his arm trying to apply a hammer lock. Like his wife was like, "You idiot! He got shoulder surgery. Be careful!" And I'm like, and so I remember like we took bumps, hit the ropes and stuff that day. I just threw myself in my dad's car. He's like, "So how was it?" And I'm just laying like face down in the car, in the back seat, and I'm like, I really suck at this, but like one day I won't. So from that point forward, I just like nose to the grindstone, like just worked, bro.
No, yep.
But it was definitely a process. Like some things came easy to me. Other things were like, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna quit. I'm just gonna quit. I was like, I can't do this. But I'm like legit. I ain't got nothing else. So I'm like, nothing else makes sense to me, or there's nothing else in my life I want to do. So yeah, now I'm kind of stuck.
It's a journey, man, that is exciting because like we all sucked at one point. Everybody sucked at one point. There was honestly, I mean, I know we all preach to ourselves that we're like your story relates where we're all the golden child, but like at once we were not. At once we sucked ass, dude.
Now I still think I suck, bro. To be honest, I'm like,
oh no, like I watch my shit. I watch my shit and I watch some of the boy stuff, and I'm just like, I low key suck.
Yeah. I'm like, bro. I feel like ever since I got on the indie scene, I'm like, I suck more than I did at the school because like at the school you could only compare yourself to the people around you. On the indies now, you're in competition with like the entire country.
Yes. Like, no. Bro. I always bring this up, but it's a great example. When I first did my outside show out of Hybrid, when I wrestled Max Heights, that's when I was like, oh shit. There's a fuck ton of talent out here that I didn't fucking realize that are fucking good. It just hit me, and then I started wrestling like other guys around the state. I'm just like, shit, like I need to like step up my game.
Or the hard part for me, bro, was when I first started, like, and I got the opportunity to do some like decent sized shows. When I worked someone that was like relatively good, and they hit me with like what's your shine, or like what are some moves you'd like to do, and I'm like, bro, I've practiced every move in the dictionary. I'm like, which ones do I like? Which one works? Like now I have an idea of like what the crowd likes to see. But like at the time I was like, oh, so I do this. And it was just like super basic every match. So they're like, okay. And so at some point they would kind of not big league me, I wouldn't say, but they kind of like look at me like this kid's gonna forget. Like they'd be like, okay, can you remember that? Okay, are you sure? We'll go over it again. And I'm like, bro, no, I'm fine. I'm cool, Like, and I was at the point where, like, I remember we did I had a couple tag matches in Connecticut. And when we were calling in the back, everyone was, like, having fun, goofing off, calling it. Like, oh, yeah, and then I'll hit you with this, da-da-da. Like, Canadian Destroyer here, da-da-da. Like, BS, whatever, when you're having fun calling it. And I was the only one, like,
freaking out, basically.
And what happens before that? And what are you going to – okay, and then you – okay. Yeah, no problem. And they're like, I'm the only one like not having fun. Now I'm a bit more like upbeat, like
relax,
don't forget, bro. Just like if we forget, we'll figure it out. I'm just like, who cares? But like then, bro, I was like, no, I'm cool. Like I was the kind of guy that like I was so tempted to be like, no, we just need to call it once. I'm cool. We just need to call it once and then like figure it out in the ring. Now I'm like, dude, can we go over it again? I'm gonna forget. It's like, can we call it like now I'm a lot more like confident in myself, knowing like Yeah, cut that. I'm gonna forget that. Before I was like, no, I got it. If you want to add something else, bro, go ahead. Like I've screwed it up, but yeah,
No,
that was
I
then.
get that. Yeah.
So, what's been the hardest thing you had to learn in the business?
I guess being humble, being humble and understanding, and this is a difficult one, understanding that certain people will get opportunities that they do not deserve, like certain people. It's just like somebody could put work, and this still goes for me included. Like I guess wrestling doesn't owe any of us anything. That's like a proven fact. We don't deserve anything from wrestling. We have fun doing it. It's like that's that. But there's been so many times I've seen dude where I'm like, oh, dude, this guy's working his butt off, and he's still like, oh, man, I hate to see it, but then like I can't be the one. I can't feel sorry for being in my position, you know. And like I'll be like, oh, I'm in my position, but I feel bad because you're not where you need to be. Da da da. Like I used to feel like that, but then I'm on the other side. Like someone else is getting all these opportunities, and I'm like, man, you don't deserve that. Like, but like, what do I deserve? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that was a tough one for me. So then I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day, if you're happy, you're healthy, we're safe, we have fun. That's what we do this for, dude. Like, it can get political very quickly, and I don't like being in those groups of people. And I've cut a lot of those kind of people out of my life recently. But
Good.
I just learned to have fun with it again, bro, because I let myself get too competitive by comparing myself to others, or like um just like, or even just social media too. Like social media was a big like hard one for me to like, a hard pill for me to swallow. 'Cause I'm like, oh, this person gets so many likes, this person gets so many this, that, and third. Like, and it's all like fake, bro. Like none of that's real. All of it could just be like, yo, I could post the happiest picture of myself on Instagram, and in real life, dude, I could just be like, I hate my life. You know, like it's not even about how it looks on the outside. It's about how you feel inside, on the inside. Like that's what it's about, bro. Even just doing wrestling bookings, you know, like if you're having fun at the small shows and you're making people happy, pissing people off, which I like to do, but uh, like that's what it's about, bro. It's about that little magical moment, you know. It shouldn't matter where you're doing it at. That's where it gets political because money gets involved, publicity gets involved, and it can be BS. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things that are just like, oh, that's BS. They shouldn't get that. But just have fun. Like wrestling's stupid, bro. Like put it lightly, wrestling's stupid. It's we're a bunch of freaking men running around in our underwear, fighting for belts for pants we do not have. You know, like it's ridiculous. So don't take it seriously, dude. Just have fun with it. That's my biggest learning lesson, especially this year. That's where I was like, okay, have fun, be safe. That's that.
I had something we had a talk with Mercer on here, and dude, he said the exact same thing, and he was like he's like, I noticed things started popping off when I just started having fun. I started wearing my pajamas to, the shows. I started doing whatever the fuck I want in the ring, have fun. And all of a sudden, I'm wrestling Brian Keith this weekend. I was on AEW. I'm on, you know what I mean? It's like it goes on and on and
Yeah.
on. So that I mean, shit. I didn't start doing that till like maybe last month, if I'm being real with you. So it's a difference. It's a big difference, and it's really enjoyable. So I've noticed that. So
For sure, dude. Yeah.
all right, so let's have a little fun question. What's your favorite energy drink?
Oh man, I hate energy drinks to be honest. I
What the
don't like
fuck?
them, but I just if I had to pick one, every now and then I do like sneak one because I'm like, okay, I need it. Um,
Tell you what,
I
you
used to.
take pre-workout?
No, I don't, dude.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
I don't like to rely on anything. I try to be like all natural, but like if every now and then I'll be like, okay, I'll have an energy drink. I For the most part, dude, I like to try like one of each of them, but the only reason I don't like energy drinks is because the crash is so bad for me. Like I'm like can't move for the rest of the night. Like as soon as I get done doing whatever I'm like, bro, I will pass out. It's so bad. Like anything with 200 milligrams caffeine, won't touch it. I'll have the
Yeah.
most, like, I'll sip on those throughout the day. But like, I'll usually have like the little Red Bulls, the what is it?
Okay.
The coconut berry one or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I used to drink a lot of those for when I worked at when I worked at my job at the car wash. I would just crank those like every day, but because those only had like 80 milligrams, so it was like just enough to like get me through, and like had a little crash, but like it wasn't like my brother, he's sponsored by a couple energy drink companies or like
Oh,
that
nice.
workout stuff program. He has Abe Nation. I don't know if that's rings a bell, but he's sponsored
Oh,
by Abe.
okay.
Yeah, he's sponsored by them, so he gets like energy drinks, pre-workout. He just freaking his caffeine tolerance is crazy, dude. So I'm just like, dude, I'll take a sip of that. Like, or he takes pre-workout and stuff. I'm just like, I'm good,
Mhm.
bro. But no, I try to lean off the energy drinks because I know I
But
get addicted.
yeah, I did that for a phase, but like when I'm in my cutting phase in which I'm getting back on the fucking black coffee. Black
Mm-hmm.
coffee, it's fucking disgusting, but it will wake your ass up and it's the healthiest pre-workout you can pretty much have. Caffeine
Damn,
to have.
really? I had no idea.
Yeah. It's good for your heart and all this shit. That look it up. That's what Google says. So, you know.
Okay, yeah.
Um so about some wrestling questions. How were your AEW experiences?
Roughly good, I would say. Like each one was I took something away from it like positive. It wasn't just uh like, oh, just go there and just kind of hang out kind of deal. I was like, I try to like really appreciate like being there and like taking advantage of the opportunities I was presented. So like from those little experiences I've had, I've got to make awesome like friendships with people like Anthony Bowens or Sammy Guevara, like just having little or people I get to work, like just seeing them. Like I think my first experience was in Austin. It was in Austin, at the HEB Center. I worked the Kingdom
Mm-hmm.
with my buddy Ati Balu. Shout out Ati. I don't know if he's watching this, but yeah, I'm like cool with them. Every now and then it's like, oh, I remember you kind of deal. It was them, and then I did a security spot. Or I did a couple security spots, but I think the first awesome one I did was it was San Antonio. It was San Antonio.
Yeah, okay.
Uh, it was with Hangman and Mox was like my hero growing up, dude. Like Ambrose was like my freaking idol, dude. Uh, And so they're like, yeah, it'll be like with Hangman and Mox. So they're gonna fight in the ring and just pull them apart. And I was like, okay, yeah, no problem. Just talking to the extras. I was like, yeah, you guys ready to go? You kind of deal. Like, yeah, this is kind of like what we do, bro. Like we're workers, dog, whatever. So then they're like, all right, extras, go, run. And so we hit the ring, and I noticed everybody's pulling Hangman back, and Moxie's got like one arm on him. So I'm like, now's my chance, and I go in for the biggest hug. I'm like, I got to hug my hero on live TV, bro. I got the
Yeah.
clip on my Instagram somewhere. I was like, dude, that's gonna like. I hope that comes back in a couple of years. People are like, oh yeah, look at that.
It
Legit, just
will.
hard
Yeah.
cam. I just go in and hug him, bro, like right from the front, and I'm like, stay back, and like hard cam is right on us, and he hits me like all right, get off. I got to get drop kicked now. And he pushes me off and then gets drop kicked out of the ring. And then I'm like in the ring still. Hard cam's on the ring. And I'm like, we weren't taking anything. We were just told to like get off of him so he can take the bump out of the ring. So now the extras are just like in the ring during a battle royal with like not 8 other wrestlers as well, like freaking Claudio, uh, Top Flight, like all these guys are in the ring. I'm just kind of kneeling off to the side, and I'm like, I don't know what to do now. They just said separate them, and then I look at them outside the ring, and Mox and Hangman are still going at it. So like, okay, keep separating them, and so everyone goes to Hangman again. I pull Moxley back, and I just remember like pulling him back, and he looks at me, and he's like, and I'm like, and the securities are kind of like they're still in gimmick, kind of doing this thing, and I'm trying to figure out what he just told me. He's like, and I'm like, was that like breath or did he tell me to go somewhere? I was like, all right, I'm just kind of gonna slowly make my way to Hangman, and I'm looking at him and I'm watching him like in slow motion climb to the top rope, and I'm like, is he gonna jump? He's gonna jump. Oh, he's jumping. I was like, I remember being told he's gonna jump. No one told us that. So they told us like bit by bit what's gonna happen. So I'm like, is he gonna jump? No, he's not gonna jump. He's just no, yeah. Oh, here he comes. I was like, oh, here we go. Boom, catch him. So then one of the extras like took an elbow to the freaking eye from him. So like we got to the back, and the guy's like, oh. And then Sean Dean, the head of extras, is like, you guys all right? He's like, oh yeah, that kid got busted in the eye by freaking Mox, but that was cool. Then like the one in Laredo, the Dynamite in Laredo, which was in February this year, I think. Me and the other RWA guys were called like last minute, like legit last minute, like the night before. Like Dustin, we're in Austin, so Dustin texts us all, hey, do you guys want to go to Laredo for Dynamite? We're like, sure, when? Tomorrow. And it's 10 o'clock, and I'm like, Dustin, tomorrow's in like 3 hours. Like, that's or 2 hours, whatever. He's like, yeah, it's about like a 4-hour drive, something like that. So we're like, okay. Like,
all times at noon.
Yeah, we're like,
yeah,
okay. So we made it there, and we were just expecting like, I think the house was they didn't do as good for the house. Like they needed some seat fillers or something like that. But they needed some seat fillers. So I'm like, okay, we're probably just gonna be filling seats, whatever. So then we're just like hanging out, walking around, saying hello, shaking hands, and then I'm just chilling by the ring, and then my buddies were like just staring at the whiteboard they have backstage, and they're like, and they look at me, and they're like, I was like, what? They're like, see the whiteboard? And I'm like, no. I look at it, I'm like, Sal Muscat. Oh, I'm up there. Okay. Who am I facing? I couldn't read it. It was like smudged a little bit, and they're like, you're facing Hobbs. And I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, I'm excited. And then Hobbs walks by the freaking whiteboard. I like couldn't believe, like, he was just like looked at it and just kind of was like he walked by, he's like, walks by with all his muscles, like, all right. And I'm like, my buddy's like, there's Hobbs, go introduce yourself. And it's like pressure's on right now. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. Hey Hobbs, I said like the most like, hey brother, got you later tonight. Looking forward to working with you. Like, like, hey man, got you later tonight.
What a hit, brother.
Yeah, I was like, got you later tonight. If you have any ideas, like, I'll be around, kind of deal. Like, I work there. I don't fucking work there. I was like, he's like, okay, got you, bro. Yeah, I'll just go I'm gonna go stretch real quick. I was like, okay, yeah, totally. And then I was just like hanging out with my friends, just like talking and stuff. Like, yeah, bro, another day, another dollar. So, and then we're like, me and Hobbs going to the match, and there's like a producer and stuff. They want to see certain things from Hobbs because he was about to win the TNT belt. So, and I like to believe I'm a big reason that he won the belt because I made him look good. That's me being my egotistical self. Yeah, we're just talking about the match, and then I was trying to pitch my little ideas to him. Like, I had to say, like, dude, when you're an extra, you're like, no, you just do what you're told. Like, yeah. But I was so excited about it. I'm like, but it wasn't like for like things for me to get in. It was like, yo, dude, I can take this bump really good. Oh, I can take that. I can do that really good. You know, like, It was trying to put myself over and like, I can take a beating kind of way. So he's like, okay, yeah. So then we had the match planned out, and then like, we're the next segment, and then he goes, yeah, so we scrapped the whole thing. We're doing this, and I was like, okay, yeah, you're gonna duck that, you're gonna kick me. And I'm like, all right. So I'm like getting all stretched or whatever. We go out. I get preloaded to the ring, and he comes out, and I decide to play like the whole like, I'm not afraid to use like sarcastic gimmick self, which that'll come back to bite me in the butt. I'll tell you that in a second. So anyways, do the whole deal, bro. And I tell you, like, I've been in a car accident before, so I know what that's like. But this was like a different kind of like power, dude. Like, oh my gosh. I was like, dude, just being like, the clothesline wasn't bad. It was when I hit the ropes and I came off, and then he gave me that guy, like, over my body. I was like, boom, I swear I blacked out for a second. And then I was like, Oh my god, that was so hard, dude. So then he's like, he goes shoot me off, and he goes, "You up?" He shoots me off, duck one, big Enzy to the head, which I put in my Titantron, which was like one of my highlights. But I was like, yo, I Enzy Will Hobbs. But yeah, Enzy, get my little moment to fire up. Oh wait, no. Then this is where the club comes in. And then after that, he gave me something, and I'm on the ground, and the entire freaking stadium is chanting, "Hobbs is gonna kill you," and I'm like, I'm both marking out and like also freaking out because I'm like, bro, I don't want to be a wrestler anymore. I was like, you can't just decide that like in the middle of the match. You have to do the rest of it. I'm like, I'm looking at the like all the fans in the audience, and they're all like, Hobbs is gonna kill you, and I'm like, I don't want to die. I don't want to wrestle. I just want my mom, dude. What the heck? So I'm like, okay. And like the rest of the stuff he gave me was fine. Then we got to the back. He's like, bro, are you all right? I was like, yeah, we're cool. And so like we're just talking. He's like, dude, thank you so much. So I was shaking hands, and we get stopped by Chris Jericho, dude. Chris Jericho's like, hey, what's up, guys? I just watched your match. I'm very impressed with both of you. Hey, what's your name, by the way? I was like, Sal. He's like, oh, good to meet you, man. Yeah, I'm very impressed. You made him look like a freaking superstar. So just wanted to say thank you. And I just look over at Hobbs every now and then. He's like, the fuck? Like, what's Jericho doing here? So he's like, yeah, I'm looking forward to so he said something like looking forward to seeing something. I don't remember. But we're walking, me and Hobbs, and he's like, dude, that's weird. And I'm like, what's weird? And he's like, Jericho don't watch dark, bro. I was like, you don't watch dark. He's like, nah, dude, he just chills in his dressing room. So the fact that he watched our segment, like, and he put you over like that, that's pretty big deal. So I was like, okay, cool. I was like, dang, I was so full of like both somewhat concussed and like adrenaline. So I was just like, yeah, Chris Jericho. Oh, good to meet you, Chris. Kind of like, I don't know who you are. Like, almost like I don't know who you are. Like I was like, oh yeah. If it was before the match, I'd been like, yeah, good to meet you, Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Like, but now I'm like, oh, hey, Chris. Oh, good to meet you, Chris. Like, and then Dustin's like, how you do, kid? And I'm like, that's good. And he's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go talk to Hobbs. And Dustin's all like joking and like push me around, like, oh, good job. He comes back and he's got his hands in his pockets and he's like, Jericho talked to you, huh? And I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, it's a pretty big deal. And I'm like, yeah. I don't really remember him talking to me because I just got freaking whacked. And I'm also like marking out over the phone, talking to my mom and catering, while like freaking Malachi Black and like the House of Black or whatever, like all these people were around me. And I'm like, yeah, and then Hobbs did this, that. And like my buddies are like, hey, dude, maybe keep it down. Cause like, yeah, I was like trying to be quiet, like chilling catering, but I'm like, I had to tell somebody what happened. And I'm like, dude, that was crazy. Like trying to tell my mom, but I learned my lesson that time. I was like, okay, can't be too loud. I can't be a mark. Save it for the car. But yeah, that was cool. And then I did the most recent one I did was Austin again in the Moody Center. And I think I did like the Don Callis like security segment where you stand on the ramp and he comes out and they just boom, bro. The Moody Center was packed too. So we're just sitting in the Moody Center. My buddy, shout out Kane Carter, he's sitting in the front row. And he's like, Slim! And I'm like during commercial break, I'm just like trying to be like, oh, tough security guard, you know? He's like, Slim! I see like the lights go off and I'm like, what's up, bro? I was like, some motherfucker. And then he's like, yo, what? That's crazy. So me and my buddies are standing on the ramp. And as soon as Don Callis music hits, bro, this building like switched colors. I was like, whoa, dude. Like to have the power of like all these people's freaking like moods or whatever, like that's crazy. I was like, and it felt like they were booing me. I was like, it's weird because like you're just the center and I'm just watching Don Callis walk to the ring. So that was cool. And then I did like a Jericho and Adam Cole pull apart for Rampage that same night. So so far, dude, every time I've gone there, it's just been like freaking awesome so far.
That's good, man. Well, you're gonna have plenty of more. I'll tell you that.
All right.
So there's a segment I do on the pod. I list 5 major promotions, and you got to give me from each promotion. Give me an opponent you would love to face on your first day.
Okay.
Ring of Honor.
On my first day?
Yeah, you want to work on the first day. What you got?
I feel like my first answer comes in my head is Samoa Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
There you go.
I don't know. Samoa Joe. I think it's because I can make him look good.
Gotta do the jump off the top rope while he just walks. Nope.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I'd milk that. That'd be so good. That's what pops in my head, Samoa Joe.
New Japan.
Osprey, dude. Osprey's my guy. I feel like, is that too generic though? Because I feel like Osprey's so hot right now. Okay.
I don't think anybody has said Osprey.
Really?
I don't think so.
Osprey or I feel like Shibata too, dude. I don't know. Shibata would be cool. The one of them, they're like my top two. Or that's it. I think that's all that comes to my mind right now.
No, that's good. Yeah, those are the first, right, Franco? No one has set those guys?
I don't think so.
Right? Yeah, okay. Impact.
I don't really watch Impact that much, but there's got to be like a lot of people I know that I'm not the biggest fan of it. Is it Impact right now or Impact in general?
Oh, Impact right now. Yeah.
Okay. Isn't Alex Shelley in Impact?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking in my head. You and Alex Shelley would have a banger.
Yeah, Alex Shelley, dude. He worked MPX when I did the Tomahawk show, and I missed him.
that's right. Yeah, that's right.
I didn't get to meet him, bro. It'd be Alex Shelley for sure.
Right. AEW. I think I know
There's a couple. It's not gonna be Mox if you think
that.
No, it's not Mox. He's like a all-time dream Matt like storyline. I would love to have my dream is to have like you ever watched the Stan music video by Eminem?
Stan music video. It doesn't ring a bell, honestly.
Okay. You ever listen to Eminem? You know Stan by Eminem?
The like Crazy the fan?
Yeah. You remember that?
Drew?
No, I don't. Oh, that's Franco. I was like,
no. Like I love Eminem. I know all of his songs, but you don't remember that song?
Okay. Well, I guess me and Franco can just talk about it. No, watch the music video. It's actually pretty good. It's about this super fan that's like obsessed with him, and he eventually starts to look like him. So like in my head, this was like when I first started wrestling. Like my dream freaking like match was me and Mox, and we had like the whole like I'm obsessed with him, and like each week that went by, I would become more and more like different versions of him. So like I would start wearing what he was wearing as Dean Ambrose, and I wanted to. I always had this spot in my head with me and him where like he hits me with like a big boom, big move, whatever, and I like kind of teeter for a second, and I hit the rebound freaking lariat, and I think the roof would go freaking, or the house would go crazy because I'm like, dude, people know that move. People know he did it. I think him and Kyle O'Reilly did it, but I'm like, dude, he hasn't done it since. I think if I brought that back, like I think that I'd be dope. I wanted to do that, and then they did the whole like MJF Punk thing, and I was like, I don't want to be like kind of copying that. And I guess if enough time goes by, we'll see. That'd be cool, but hoping this gets clipped in like 5 years, 10 years. They're like, oh, I don't know if you guys have seen Tom Holland when he like manifests his future. He's like, oh, it was like 2012 or something like that, and they're interviewing Tom Holland. They're like, so if you could play any superhero, who'd you be? He's like, probably Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Then, yeah. And he's like, and who's your celebrity crush when you're younger? He's like, oh, Zendaya, and it cuts to him dating Zendaya, and I'm like, bro, I need one of those. I was like, yeah, I need to like manifest. So I'm hoping this gets clipped.
That's a good twist on Mickey James and Trish Stratus' story. Was it Trish or Mickey James and?
It was Trish and Mickey James' story. Yeah.
Was it? I thought, didn't Mickey have?
She was like the psycho fan.
Yeah, but someone else had that too. I thought with Mickey. Maybe it was. I thought someone had it with Mickey. Maybe I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think someone. I think they did it later on with Mickey being in Trish's shoes, but that's a good twist on that storyline.
I'd kill for that, but I need to put on some size first. so I look somewhat like him. But yeah.
That's good. That'd be great. The WWE.
Right now, bro, Seth Rollins, bro. He's like my favorite wrestler right now. Seth. He's a freaking workhorse. He gets it. Like all his stuff pops me. He knows how to be a character. He knows how to put on like a 5-star match. He can work anybody and have an awesome match. Like he's just like the all around like superstar in my eyes. I guess I would say like could say a lot of people would probably say Roman Reigns, and he's cool, but he's more or less like I wouldn't call him like a wrestler. You know what I mean? Like Seth is like a freaking wrestler, dude. Like Roman's very much like entertainer god. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to describe it.
God.
There's only one person who said Roman Reigns this entire like what almost 8-9 episodes here basically.
It's episode 8.
Yeah, and yeah, there's only one person said Roman.
Who said Roman?
Rick
Savage?
Yep.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, like, of course he'll say Roman.
Yeah, well, they'd have a bang on because it's Brick Savage, but that's not like a Mark saying it. If it was like that's Markish territory. If it was anybody else, I feel like. But
we've heard Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Roman Reigns,
AJ.
I would say AJ too. AJ, bro, Rhea Ripley. I'd make her look good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I want to give you like a different answer if someone's already said Seth.
Dirty Dom, brother.
Nah, screw that guy. I was gonna say this for AEW. Did I even answer AEW?
Yeah, you did.
I don't think you did.
I thought you did.
Because you brought up Mox.
Yeah.
Oh,
you said, wait, it wasn't Mox.
You're right.
Yeah, I didn't say AEW. Yeah, I was gonna say, I was gonna say this for AEW, but who did I say for AEW? I feel like when he was hot, like red hot, I got compared to him a lot because my hair was similar. Can you take a guess? I always make people guess because sometimes
Kip Sabian?
No. He's a lot hotter than Kip Sabian. He's close in age.
Sean Spears.
Me close in age with Sean Spears?
I think Sean's bald.
Guevara?
Guevara? Oh, dude, yeah, Guevara. He'd probably be my answer because like at some point, me and him got a clash with the whole IPC deal.
Yeah.
He's for sure like dream opponent. I wouldn't just want to have like a freaking squash match. I want to have like, let's freaking go to war. Yeah.
So what are you thinking about? Or
you got random guesses?
Yeah. What was it?
Hook.
Oh shit!
When Hook was
white hot, yeah.
Yeah, when he was like the man, didn't say a word. Like people were like, "Bro, shut up!" Like people in training would be like, "Bro, you're just legit off-brand Hook." Like that, people would always tell me that, like off-brand Hook, because I had brown hair that was like messy. Yeah, I was legit just off-brand Hook. So I'm like, you know what, me and Hook, bro. I wanted me and Hook to have like you guys remember when Wheeler and Mox worked on Rampage, and it was like a super sleeper match where it was like so good, but like it was on Rampage and you wouldn't expect a match that good to be on Rampage. I think it was when he got like initiated into the Blackpool Combat Club or something like that. Like that match, like I wanted to have me and Hook on a smaller scale, because then people's expectations aren't very high, and when they're like, "Bro, did you guys see that one match between these two like kids? Dude, it freaking bang!" Like I wanted that, Like I look into stuff way too much, but I didn't want to be like, "Oh yeah, we're on Dynamite main event, me and Hook." It was like Rampage or even freaking Ring of Honor or something like that. I think that'd be dope. But yeah, we'll probably end up being tag partners at some point.
Hell yeah, dude.
Since you brought up the IPC, what's it like being a part of it, and the wrestlers that they've like, it's like being part of that lineage. They've had like Sammy Guevara, Gino,
Austin Theory, Lance Archer. Who else? AJ Styles was like in the clique for a little bit, I think.
Did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I learned all this stuff there too. Like, I can tell you how I first got like brought on was like, um, I wasn't doing like any shows. It was the beginning of this year, I think. I wasn't doing any shows. I was just like barely. I was trying to get my name out, but I was working like 1 or 2 shows. And Lance, the head of the IPC, reached out to me on Instagram, and I thought he was just one of those like freaking just people that try to make me feel good, like, oh yeah, you got a good look, da da da, just give me compliments and whatnot. He's like, yeah, if can you drive up to Dallas? And I was like, I guess that's like a far drive. Like right now, it's every other weekend, but like at the time, I was like, that's 3 hours, dude. So he's like, yeah, just drive up to Dallas. I want you to work this DFW show, see if they can get you on. So I was like, okay, whatever. So he put me in a group chat with one of the people who helped run the show, and we were just talking from there. I'm like, oh, this seems legit. And so then I go, and this is like the first time I ever went to a wrestling show, like by myself with people I've never met before. And it's just like being a new kid at a school, right?
Mm-hmm.
New kid at school. So I walk in, and I'm just like, dude, I don't even know where to start. I start shaking people's hands. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? What's up? Just seems somewhat like I know what I'm doing when I don't. But it was like, hey, what's up? Good to meet you. Good to meet you. Then one of the promoters is like, yeah, Lance will be here a little bit later, so you can meet him then. I was like, okay. So I'm just hanging out, and they're like, we can put you in the battle royal if you want. They didn't pay me. Like I lost a lot of money on that trip. Got a hotel, drove freaking 3 hours, and then I meet Lance. Everyone's like spreading the freaking, what do you call it? Spreading the seas for him, like in the back, and I'm like, they're like, oh my gosh, Lance Romance, so good to meet you. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, man? Hey, what's up, man? And I'm like, who's this guy?
Who the fuck
like,
is this guy?
And I'm like, what the hell? Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, Slim, right? I was like, yeah, how's it going? He's like, Lance, good to meet you. And we just immediately hit it off from there. We talked for like hours. Then I go out, do the battle royal, got my little freaking chop spot in or whatever. I get eliminated, and we're just talking, and he's telling me like, yeah, he immediately doesn't tell me like, oh, I helped get. He doesn't say like I helped get people to where they are now. He just goes off with all the stories he has with them. He's not like I'm responsible. He's not like that at all.
He's
not
pitching
like,
you.
He's very like humble. He's just like, yeah. He's just immediately tells me like, hey, I remember when Sammy did this, or I remember when Austin did this. I'm like, I don't believe you. I was like, no way. So then, for a while, I was like skeptical. I was like, no way. Like, why? And what does he want with me? You know? So, then I like my ultimate like, for a fact, no question. Like, he's got all these videos with Sammy, hanging out with Sammy, hanging out with Austin, all these pictures of them wearing IPC like gear and like shirts and stuff. And in the back of my head, I'm like, they could be photoshopped. Like, it could be fake. That's just me like being like trying to be self-aware or whatever. Like, I don't know what this guy wants. And then I go and talk to Sammy at Dynamite, and I'm like the most nervous wreck. I'm like, hey, Sammy, do you recognize this logo? And I show him like the logo on my phone, and I'm like praying that he does, because if not, it's gonna be really awkward. He's gonna be like, no, what's that? I'll be like, never mind, I'll just go kill myself now. I was like, all right. But I was like, hey man, do you recognize this logo? I'm like all nervous. I didn't say it that cool. He's like, Sammy's the coolest guy. He's like, oh yeah, dude, you know Lance, huh? I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm in the clique kind of deal. He's like, cool, yeah. And I just like didn't really know where to go from there. So then I just tell him one of the stupid stories Lance told me he did. So, and then he's like, yep, that was me. And so then we just kind of hit it off from there. But I was like, okay, this is legit. You know, I was like, this is real. It took like months, but I was more like, I was super like, what does he want to do with me? So it honestly, he did like no like convincing me that what's the word? Like he didn't make it at all like he was a big deal. He was just like, he's another guy at another show. He's just there to help bring up the talent he sees something in, right? But every time we go to a show together, everyone else would do the talking for him. Oh, Lance, it's so good to see you. Oh yeah, he brought up, and they're telling me, yeah, he did this, he did that, he did that. And I'm like, you don't tell me this shit. Like what the hell? Like, and I just know Lance is like my freaking he's my wrestling dad, other than Dustin. Like they're just he's just like my family. But seeing that, I'm just like, oh, this guy's like a freaking name. I was like, I don't know. I just see him as like this old fart I know him to be, just joking around, having fun, going on the road together. And I'm just like, oh, dang. Like, and like him still having the relationship he has with Sammy or whoever else, like when Austin comes to town, they'll go hang out. And I'm just like Austin Theory, the guy who just like had a promo battle with The Rock. Like, that's crazy, dude. So, it's super like, at first I didn't understand the whole deal, but now I'm like, oh my gosh, this logo I wear on my butt is a way bigger deal than I thought. Even just wearing the hoodie or the t-shirts and like walking past Rodney Mack. I did a TSW show and I wore the hoodie. He was like, man, take that stupid hoodie off, because he's got like some history. I forget what his involvement was. I think he was a part of the he was around when the club like first started, and he had like a little deal with them back and forth, like some storyline. And I don't remember the whole gimmick there, but it was him. And then I went up to Lance Archer. I posted a picture on my Twitter and I think on my Instagram too. I was like, hey, what's up, Lance? You were hanging out with Lance Romance the other night, right? Because they went out for drinks or whatever. He's like, yeah, how do you know that? I'm like, he's like my dad. So it's like he's like my wrestling dad, whatever. He's like, oh, okay. So then we're just talking, and he tells me how Lance helped him get to where he is, and I'm just like, he's like, yeah, and it's kind of cool because you immediately get put into like this, what's the word? I feel, lack of a better term, like kind of more heard, because it's like, oh, Lance sees something in you, and that's like you're more kind of like, people are like, oh, like, oh, he did this for Sammy, he did this for Austin. You're like, you have potential to be that. There's no guarantees. It's not like he's gonna give me the magic key and I just make it. If he sees something in you, of course he can kind of put you in the crew with people that have also made something of themselves. But that's just more pressure, man, because it's like, well, now you have no other choice but to work your butt off. And what is the saying? Like, you could take a horse to water, but it's up to the horse to determine if he wants to drink it or not. So it's like, that's what it really is now, dude. Like, it's not even like the things I'm doing, like, I can be given XYZ opportunity, but if it's up to me to make the best of that opportunity, and not just in the ring, but like talking to people outside the ring, presenting myself correctly, like, there's a whole stigma that goes with it. And it's not just trying to like put over my name, but it's also like I'm representing everybody else in the club. I'm representing Lance. I'm representing so many other things, where it's like, I can't afford to screw up, or even if I do, it's just a learning lesson. But like, I can't be that like, what's the word? I can't like hang out, be like a freaking slum or whatever, be like a bum, lazy. I have a lot on my plate, and I have to meet those standards. I feel like, because it's like a blessing and a curse, where it's like, it's cool to be in the club, but it's also like, man, people look at me a certain way when they see that logo. That's like, oh, Lance sees something in this guy, so he better act accordingly, kind of deal. So it protects me, and it also scares me, the logo.
24/7, you gotta be professional.
Exactly, dude. Wrestling's
pretty much
freaking 7-day-a-week job.
No, yeah. And I mean, I've been in the locker room with you several times, and you're just as that. So just keep doing what you're doing. That's about it.
I'm trying, man.
Just don't fuck off, basically. Like, you know what I mean?
Dude. Or even just be involved in the people that are dramatic too, like the people that want to like talk down and like talk about what's wrong in the business, or like just all negative stuff. Like, dude, it's so like, I've been in a lot of negative atmospheres, and it's just not something I want to be a part of. Even just like at some points, like being like, I can't lie and say I haven't said bad things because we're in an environment of talking bad about people. But ever since I realized I was doing that, I cut a lot of those people out of my life. Now I'm like, dude, let's just have fun and wrestle and joke around. Like we got our own problems outside of the sport already. We come here to escape those problems. Why would I want to bring up other problems? You know what I mean? Even if they do exist, I'm not going to be like, dude, on a side note, guess what, Drew? This guy did this to me last week. It screwed me over. And I couldn't believe da 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 da. Like, dude, different show, different atmosphere. Like, just escape. You know what I mean? It's just that's how I try to see it now. Like, I'm very goofy, freaking smart ass kind of deal at shows. Like, I don't take a lot of things super seriously, and like, I do when it's important. But like, for the most part, dude, I'm joking around. I'm not like one of those guys where I've seen this happen so many times where they forget something in the match, they screw up, and they're like, "Oh mother, I screwed up. Oh, I suck." Like, make a big deal, throw stuff. Like, I've seen that so many times, and I know how it makes me feel. So I'd hate to make anybody else feel that way. So that's the last thing I want. But ridiculous.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right, go ahead, Drew. You can finish.
There's a lot I can say right now, but what to say?
It's negative, bro. Don't say it.
Speaking of negativity, we have 2 final questions. The last question, I'll move to the front right now. We end it usually with positivity tacos. So much negativity in this world, in this business. Want to end on a positive note. Is there any moment you want to share that you've had a positive interaction with another wrestler, another worker, someone else in the back, or a fan, or anything in the world, in the business?
I mean, for the most part, they're all like pretty flatline, like all the same. They're all like all super positive. I can't be like, it's hard for me to think of one because there's not one that's super sticks out.
The most.
For the most part, they're all great, right? Which I feel like that's not the answer you're looking for, but there's like a couple. I think maybe. Would you say wrestler, fan?
Just anyone in the business, honestly. A fan, wrestler, media.
So I feel like I want to give you 2 answers. One being an awesome moment for me, and then one being part of an awesome moment for somebody else. So I feel like the awesome moment for me was when I won the RWA belt, and that was very special because Dustin was like he's very hands-on with the showcase. So he's like, my buddy Paul Hubris, I always forget to say his name. He was the champion, and then he had to relinquish it, and it went to JPH, the guy who I won the belt from. It was Paul's idea to get Dustin involved after the match. So no, Paul beats me up after the match. I just won the belt, beats me up. Then Dustin comes out to save me, beats up Paul, holds my hand up with the belt. Like, that was such a freaking magical moment that will never be able to be like repeated, I feel like, in RWA or just even in my life, because it was so like everything came full circle for me there. Like I had some issues in my life at the time, like a couple months before, and even going back to like when Dustin called me and like said, "Oh, you're my number 1 pick" or whatever. Like, it was a big culmination of everything. And then Paul, after he won the belt originally, before he had to relinquish it, he was telling me he wants to drop the belt to me. He didn't get to do that because he had to relinquish it, but that was just like a super special moment for me, and I really felt like dang, anything can happen, dude. Like, if you really work your friggin' butt off, like I it's this ridiculous, but I remember years before I even went to the school when I first moved here to Texas. My dad was like, "You want to be a wrestler, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, Dustin Rhodes lives here. Why don't you just reach out to him?" And I'm like, "Dude, why would Dustin Rhodes want anything to do with me? Just because he lives here? Okay, cool." And then you flash forward like 4 years later, and he's like, now he's holding up his school belt, with me, within my hands, right? So that was definitely like one of the top freaking, probably the best moment that's happened to me in wrestling so far. I'd say for somebody else, a Cool. Dang, that's tough. I feel like just being a part of when someone else wins a belt, that's always cool. Like I had an experience this weekend where Kari Wright won like all the MPX belts, and it was like uh, a super surreal moment because he catches in one of his belts or whatever and wins the main title, and just like celebrating in the back, and like he was super emotional. It was just like such a cool thing to see. Like someone so strong and looked at so highly upon, like to have all the belts for a promotion. Just kind of like, I don't want to ruin his. I hope I'm not like making it look bad, but like see him kind of like not break down and cry, but like he's super emotional, man. Like he was like on his knees, like couldn't believe he had this moment. So like me being, I guess the weirdo I was, I'm just like kind of looking at him, and I'm like, I felt all his hard work and all his sacrifice, and I'm like, I've only known him for a couple months, but I'm like, that's just so cool to see, dude. Like there was not an. I'm sure a lot of people like they get bitter, they get jealous when they see that stuff. Like I'm just not that guy because I know if you work hard enough, you can make it happen for yourself too.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, that's so cool to see, man. And it was almost cooler than actually having it happen to me because it's like you see it, you know, when you're living it, it's hard to kind of like appreciate, like, oh my gosh, everything's happening at once. You're looked at as this person. With Kari, I was like, that's pretty cool, man. So like, I didn't get to see like his hard work and his sacrifices, but like just watching him break down, it's like you felt it, man. I was just like, everyone's like, okay, tonight we're gonna celebrate Kari, pop the champagne bottles, and we're like all hyping him up and stuff, and now he's like the guy. So I'm like, that's pretty cool to see. So I'd say like as far as recently goes, that would be probably like the coolest thing that happened recently.
That sounds cool.
And the final question is, what's the legacy you want to leave behind inside or outside of the ring?
There's really just two answers there. Inside the ring might be tougher because I'm still trying to figure that out. I feel like inside the ring, the legacy I want to leave is, I want to say the one outside the ring last because that's like a more personal, like cooler answer. Inside the ring, I feel like just be confident in whoever you are. Like it took me a while to really find that voice, and it does take time for certain people. You know, some people get it off the bat, some people it takes years, some people it takes a couple months. It took me like a year and a half, 2 years to really find my voice that also translated into being like my confidence in real life. So like I found out how I wanted to be like on stage per se in wrestling, and then it correlated to how I am off stage. So like I'm a lot more like arrogant, smart ass, kind of like say whatever, do whatever in the ring. But that's like comes from a place of like confidence, and I know who I am. I know how I want to make people feel, whether I'm a heel or I'm a face. Just confidence and not, it's kind of a bland kind of choice of words, but just not giving a shit, dude. Like truly not caring. Exactly what Aaron Mercer said. Just not caring, having fun, and just appreciating just every second you have in the ring, bro. Because like any second it can be taken away. I think a lot of us take it for granted. That's not something like Slim Seven would say, but it's something like I feel like I want people to kind of feel from my ring presence, even if it is just me pissing them off. Like it comes from a place of like, yo, I'm doing this because I don't care and I'm having fun, and I'm just so confident in myself and all my abilities. You know, that's ultimately what I want to give off subconsciously, I guess, when I'm not pissing people off in the ring. But outside the ring, um, I don't even know how to start it. Like I guess be the best version of yourself you can be and just do good. Um, and not it's kind of the same deal, honestly. Like not don't care what other people think, dude. Just that, and uh, be a good person every day. Like it's not very hard to be a good person. Like I know people have their struggles, and they everyone goes through crap in their own way, dude. But like being a good person is as easy as holding the door open for somebody or asking them how they're doing. Like just having a conversation with them, because the amount of people that are miserable day to day, like if you just ask them like, hey, how's your day going? And they can be brief, whatever. But a lot of people just want to like talk and get it off their chest. That's why people go to therapy, because they want to feel heard, right? So I feel like just I don't even know how to like really put it into words, because it's just um do good, be good, spread positivity. Like I try to push that in my vlogs when I do them. Like I end it on a high note, where it's like I have like a quote of the day or whatever, like the quote of the vlog. Um, and it's just it's little things, dude. It's not even like, oh, I have to go and give this homeless man $10,000, dude. Like, you know, if you got a couple extra bucks, give it to the homeless man. But I'm not even saying do that. You know, just have a good attitude, bro, because it's contagious. You know, and I think a lot of this world is like we're all driven by emotion. Clearly, you know, that's wrestling too. We're all driven by how we feel. So I feel like this world is so negative right now, and uh, it's ultimately up to you and the people you choose to surround yourself with and the energy you choose to give off to truly like change it one by one. I'm not saying you could change the world. I used to believe that when I was young, but like just changing the like your mindset. And like I read a lot of self-help books and like overcoming your mind and like knowing what's real, what's fake, what social media crap. Uh, I look into a lot of that kind of stuff, and it's solely based on taking control of your own mind and knowing that you can change how you feel. It just depends on how you look at it. Like, I don't know if you guys have read the book The Secret.
Mm-mm.
It's a book about manifestations and stuff. So there's a chapter in it, and it's like your energy is like television frequency. So like you change the channel to the channel you want to watch, right? When you're watching TV. So that's how your frequency is given off, is how you're thinking. So like if you want to think good and feel good, I mean if you want to feel good, you have to think good. So like you can't be scrolling online looking at all the stuff that makes you feel like upset, or because being upset, like it sounds stupid, but like being upset feels good. You know what I mean? Like it feels kind of like it's
Yeah, I
addicting to
see
feel
what you mean.
upset.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
addicting to feel upset because you just want to feel worse, right? That's at least how it happens to me. So I'm like, I feel upset, I just want to feel worse. So you keep looking for things that make you feel worse. So that's your frequency though. In your mind, it's like it's gonna keep attracting more stuff. So when you look at like things that just surround yourself with things that only make you feel good. Like there's a mute option on social media for people that you don't like. Just mute their stuff. You know, like you don't have to unfollow them, but like mute their stuff. Cut people out of your life, man. It might be hard, but it's at the end of the day, it's about your mood, your energy, and that's what's gonna determine like the life you live, man. Because there's so many people that are just like miserable, like day to day, and it's just like, yo, I don't like being around you. Like, how many times can you say you left a place and you like felt good? Like, man, I feel really good right now. You know, and you every time you get that emotion, you're aware of it because of how bad you felt before, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So it's like you leave hanging out with some of your friends, and depending on the group of friends, they can either make you feel like, uh, man, I'm really mad now, right? Like, oh man, like they got me thinking about this. They're probably not the friends you should be hanging around with, right? But then there's also people, and I've met this group of people this year where we just get finished talking or whatever, and I'm like, I feel so good afterwards. I'm like, I feel like I'm ready to like take on the day, dude. Like there's nothing that can bring me down. So whether it's you changing the mindset of the people around you or switching the kind of people that are around you, whatever it might be, um, just try to be that light, dude. Try to be that like fun energy. Like I try to do that with the jobs I work, man, because jobs aren't fun, but like you got to
Mm-hmm.
make the best of it. Like that's what my dad always taught me growing up, was like, dude, freaking make the best of it, because no matter what, life's gonna suck depending on how you look at it. So there's people in different parts of the world that are like so freaking happy, but they have so little, and then there's people that have millions of dollars, you know, and they're freaking, you know, I bet they're miserable because enough's never enough. So it's about
Mm-hmm.
perspective, bro. It's about how you value things in your life. So That's my motivational answer.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
Cut next day out of your life. Unfriend people. You don't owe them shit. You don't owe them explanation. Do it by yourself.
That's right.
That's exactly what I did this year. And
Yeah, me too.
Same, dude. Same.
unfriend them, mute them, whatever the fuck you want to do. Just get the next day of your life. If you're around positive, you'll be positive. If you're around negative, you'll be negative.
Yep. Exactly.
To end it, do you want to give a list of where you'll be at or your social media?
Yeah,
handles?
I can give a quick list. I will be at Inspire, I think, this Sunday. I'll be Inspire this Sunday. I won't be at the United show on Friday because I just need those extra couple days. But I'll be at Inspire in Austin this Sunday at Pinballs. I don't know when you guys are gonna upload this, but
It's Bill Friday.
Okay. Where else will I be? MPX typically almost every Saturday. I'm back there in November though, but every Saturday moving forward, I'll be at Metroplex. Check them out. Texas Wrestling Cartel. They got a show November 4th. I'll be there. Let's see. I think that's as far. I know I'm missing a couple. But as far as Texas goes, that's pretty much all like my hot spots. I'm trying to reach out beginning of next year. I'll be in different parts of the country. Try my best to reach out and kind of get in with them. But other than that, check out my YouTube channel, Slim7. I got vlogs, like upload my matches, little shorts of like my highlights of my matches and what little segments I've done. TikTok, I got same thing as like the shorts on YouTube, just little clips and highlights. Twitter, Slim7, it'll be spelled SLIMSVN because Slim7 was taken. So that, Instagram, same deal. And the merchandise, if you want to get, I wish I had it on me, I don't have it. Merchandise, if you want to get like Milf Slayer shirts, what other shirts I have? I got a new design dropping soon, within like the next month or so. So be on the lookout for that. Let's see. Yeah, just all around merchandise, socks, stickers, t-shirts, what else? Wristbands, just the whole ordeal. And I'm taking requests for different types of merchandise because I'm looking to be like different with merchandise because I feel like everyone has t-shirts. So I'm like,
a buddy, the Wrestle Buddies.
yeah, I thought about that, but dude, sometimes that can get expensive, and like I think they take a while to get made or whatever. So I'm like,
Trading cards.
Yeah, I saw they're doing a trading cards deal. I think I have trading cards. I just don't sell them.
Cups.
Like cups. I had some people, they want phone cases, and I was like,
Ooh.
okay.
Pop sockets.
I thought about the pop sockets.
Chargers.
Never heard about chargers. That's a different one.
Sell chargers.
I did. I did socks because I thought like I was like, what? I try to think of something people use every day that like I'm like, oh, you know what? I'll wear these ones today, or I'll just use this version of it today.
Do a
socks,
popcorn bucket.
Popcorn, dude, you got them all. I got what else? Yeah, I'm just trying to be different, dude. Because whenever people go to shows, I've had so many people be like, "Oh, you got socks? What the heck?" Like, you know, like so. Every now and then, they buy those because they're just like, "Well, that's different, dude. I never seen anybody have socks before." So every now and then, people get a pair of those. Most of the time, it's just a T-shirt that sell T-shirts, and I'll do like a deal with an 8x10. Shoes. See, all that stuff is like, that's expensive category there. Like getting my own custom. If anybody's gonna get custom shoes, it's gonna be me first.
Just buy some Walmart shoes and have someone design it, like hand paint it for you.
I was gonna say I'm super into like the whole like arts and crafts and make your own stuff like deal. So I thought about that. I was gonna get like sunglasses and do like the whole Bret Hart give the fans the sunglasses and stuff. But I'm heel, so I was gonna paint S7 on the side of like I get like a pack of 60 or whatever on Amazon, and then paint S7 on each one.
That's why you break it in front of them and then give it to them.
Yeah. Like, oh, here you go. Just kidding.
Don't even put this out there, Franco. That's your idea.
But before we end it, I did want to ask you, where'd the MILF Slayer come from?
Oh, dude, that's like the whole gimmick. So I don't honestly consider myself like the MILF Slayer. I think it's just like a funny like term. Like I think that's just my nickname now. People are like, "Oh, the MILF Slayer." I'm just like, "Oh, I just thought that was like that's how I look." Like I look like I was always told in training someone that would like hook up with your mom. You know, that was just like the inside joke, whatever. Like, "Oh, you look like you'd hook up with my mom." So at first, dude, I wanted to be taken so seriously as a wrestler. Like I wanted to be like this, like, "Oh yeah, I'm like the real deal, freaking yeah. You know, like all serious promos kind of deal." And then after a while, dude, like I heard enough of this, like, bro, you're just like a 20-year-old little f boy, and I'm like, screw it, dude, let's go full gimmick now. I was like, all right. So at that point, dude, I was like, let's dye my hair blonde. Uh, I was just told this all the time at work. They're like, dude, you just look like an f boy. Like you got blonde highlights. I used to wear a tight necklace. Now I do for when I only run I wrestle. Uh, I give off like this confident f boy freaking vibes. So I was like, I just need to like I thought of I don't even know originally how it started. I think my dad told me on the car. He's like, you need to think of like a gimmick. Like your vibe is cool right now, but like, what's your character? And I'm just like, well, I'm just like this badass that likes Motley Crue. Like that was just like my deal at first.
Yeah.
Uh, and I was like, I guess he's right. So he's always told me sex sells, sex sells. So I'm just like, I guess that's right. So I started thinking of like things I've taken a liking to. So I thought of Elastigirl, and I'm just trying to bring this full circle. Uh, and I was just like, yeah, I guess I do like older women. That's kind of true. So like, okay, everyone had MILF Hunter, MILF whatever. So I thought of Seth Rollins, how he was the Beast Slayer.
Yeah.
He was the King Slayer. I'm gonna be the MILF Slayer. So I was like, that I guess that works. Mocked up the T-shirt, and people were like, and actually, if you go online, people are like stealing my logo, and they're making shirts themselves. There's like more websites that I can count that they're selling my shirt. It's like cool, but like also like what the like you can't do that.
Lost it.
It's legit. Yeah, there's just so many, dude. I've looked. I'm like, dude, that's another one. That's another one. That's one. So I'm looking into getting that figured out, but. Yeah, I didn't expect it to be like my moniker or whatever you call it. Like, I was just expecting it to be like a cool shirt with a funny like meaning, because I feel like more people would buy MILF Slayer shirts than they would buy Slim Seven shirts. So I thought, and I guess that ended up being true, because it's like everyone's like, I want that shirt, even if I don't even like wrestling. Like my buddies out of wrestling, like I want that shirt. So it worked. So I don't know if you hear my dogs. Yeah, I didn't like I said, I didn't expect to be like the MILF Slayer, and people just started advertising me as like the MILF Slayer, and I'm like, I kind of want to go by a different moniker and just have like MILF Slayer funny like nickname, whatever. Like I'm just like your blonde chotch or whatever you want to call it. I call myself the blonde disaster for a while, because I just feel like I'm just a disaster of a human being. I'm just like so left, right, and center. Like I'm everywhere.
Like that one.
Blonde disaster. Yeah, I think I told you that, right? For
Yeah.
when me,
For
yeah,
the
I was like, I guess blonde disaster. Like that's cool. But yeah, everyone's just like, oh, the MILF Slayer. I'm like, no, whatever works. That's cool. That's fine. So yeah, that's like my other whole ordeal.
well, that's pretty much it. Thank y'all for watching. Like, share, subscribe, give them a follow, go to the shows. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace, love, tacos.